Chief of the Army Staff, General Bipin Rawat, has stirred a hornet's nest. 1. He pinned the Chief of the Army Staff's commendation badge on Major Litul Gogoi's chest. He's the officer who was in the eye of a storm for taking a human shield. But as the Army Chief, General Bipin Rawat held a young officer's hand. The young officer took a command decision in a difficult situation. Was it correct? Was it wrong? There can be a debate. But at that time, the young officer thought he's saving lives. He had to save lives. Not a single bullet was fired. A difficult situation was averted. So according to the chief, his young officer did the right thing. Of course, the army is also saying that this cannot become the standard operating procedure. This will not be repeated. But young officers are very proud of their commander, because once they've taken a difficult decision, there's somebody who's holding their hand. That's point 1. Point 2, what he did was, he said the army is fighting a dirty war in Kashmir. There is no denying the fact. 1, the army is fighting a very hostile Pakistan at the line of control. Pakistan-sponsored terror and Pakistan's proxies, stone pelters who are being paid. Now there is empirical evidence to suggest that. So it is a dirty war, and the army is not fighting for what it's actually been trained, enemy at the border. The army is fighting its own people, and that's where the chief again got into an eye of a storm when he said that people must fear the army. Now within the army, sources tell India Today, the army chief is not an English language professor, nor is he a lawyer. He could have chosen his words better. Perhaps he could have said that terrorists must fear the army, anti-national elements must fear the army, but he said people must fear the army. Good people anyway don't fear the army. It's only bad elements, and they should fear the army. So according to the army, what he said was right. According to politicians, what he said was wrong. But he said it, he stands by it. He also made a statement that if stone pelters come between anti-terrorist operations and terrorists, they will be treated as overground workers. And on that, it's not just the army, but the entire security apparatus that strongly backs its chief. Because stone pelting, 1, is unacceptable, 2, it's not a democratic way of protesting, and 3, it cannot be permitted to continue. And that is where terrorists have used these locals as a human shield, and they've escaped from anti-terrorist operations. We've seen that in a number of cases. So now the army is making it very clear. The people have to decide if they will stop anti-terrorist operations. They will have to pay a price for it.